Alright guys, here we are, back again. So we let everything set. As you saw in my last video, I threw down some skin tone on the Axer, which will be going on to this one. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put the wood down on this base for now. I'm going to alternate between the two, just to give you guys a different perspective. So what we got here, and like I said earlier, I already kind of laid out an idea of how I wanted it. This one kind of want like so. Do a little trimming on here, and what you can do is you can literally just take your fingernail or the like this and kind of chip away at the wood. Let peel at its natural points, because if you cut it, that just ends up looking unnatural. I'm wanting to make sure that it's down there far enough that I get a good natural, glue point on there. Should work out fine. We're actually going to save these bits because they're going to get used. Actually, I think I'm going to chip off a little bit off of this one too. Sometimes you will lay it out, take out the pieces like I did, and then come back to it and then find a little bit better placement for things, which is completely awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, as if this saturate the backside with some super glue. On this one, we're going to do the same thing. So what this will end up looking like is, and these pegs will get cut down. They're just so I can put them in the cork. But so what it's going to end up looking like, readjust adjust this here. Okay. So what it's going to look like is like he's standing on that. Now next we're going to add these other little bits, or some of them anyway, the ones I want to glue down. This one looks like a good color, and you just want to find a good spot. I think I'm going to place him right there. So we're just going to put a dollop of glue. This is just a shred of bark. Just kind of shred it up here. For some reason, it wasn't sticking my finger. Okay. So we're going to take our gloss varnish and find our funky brush that we use for this stuff. Liberally apply to the wood. Now this isn't, I'm not doing this to intentionally make it glossy. I'm doing it because I want a good protective layer on there. Plus doing it with the wet look to start with is going to really draw out the natural colors. And then we can come back over it later with a flat or a semi-gloss satin finish. You'll see I'm picking up little bits of these, of the shreds that I put in there, and I'm sticking them just here and there underneath. Cracks and crevices. It's just going to give it a little more detail in the end. I apologize about these being so long. When you're just doing it, not trying to film it, it goes so much faster. take and I'm gonna jam some of these parts that we shredded off in here. This is going to serve two purposes. One, it's going to give the water effect that we're going to add depth. And not take as much liquid. There's that one. Some of the stuff I use is I have this clump foliage, which you can use for either trees or for basing. You can get at any of your local hobby stores, especially ones that carry train stuff. And then I have this stuff. It's soft, pliable, a couple different shades of it, green. Alright. Put the cap back on the boss before we spill it. Right. Had to step away for a minute. I could not find, for the life of me, my liquid water. And where was it? Right next to my feet. Clean this brush real quick. So, what we're going to do on this one is I'm actually ready to drop some water in. So what we're going to be using for this is the Realistic Water by Woodland and Scenics. So I'm just going to use just a pipette. We're just going to drop it in and let it flow in. And it's going to shift some of your rocks and things around, and that's okay. Pop some of these little bubbles. Alright. Pop the last of these bubbles. So, as you can see, all nice and juicy. Another bubble. Okay. So we're going to let this sit actually probably about 8 hours. Because I'm actually able to twist and turn, and it shifts around. It's going to stay liquid. It's not going to solidify for about 8 hours. So we're going to put that up out of the way. Preferably someplace that I'm not touching it. Okay. So on this one, this is going to be the front. My little multi-purpose dude here. This is the Mauler bomber. Still cleaning up on him. All his arms, his hands are magnetized, of course, and his head. That way I can swap him out. And I've already drilled holes of where he's going to go, which is going to be approximately right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some moss. We're going to add some other type of moss. We're going to start adding up some details here. So this just pulls apart real easy. Basically all it is just tinted foam. And this is where I was saying in the beginning that saving your little foams from the packaging is where it's going to come in handy. Because what you can do is put your glue down. Now I have this handy already. I will demonstrate this in another video. But you can take and glue this down in random spots, clump it up, like tear off a piece, clump it down, glue it, let it sit for a good amount of time, and then come by with tweezers or something and basically yank it off of the glue. What stays on the glue you can paint green or whatever color that you want for the moss, and it looks really good. Alright. So I actually think piece would look really good. There. And again, this is one of those things, just kind of grab what feels good. I'm trying to keep it directional. So if you have something that looks like roots, you do want them to kind of point down. Sometimes argues with you a little bit, and that's okay. in that rock crevice. This one. Actually, right back here. Blended together there. It's coming along. Now next, you see this area right here. We actually have our dark, I don't know if you can tell, it's actually like a dark green flock. What we're going to do, where we just put the glue, we're going to sprinkle that on. And tap it off. We're going to do that on a couple spots here. So that gives you a nice flat mossy. You know, you've got this, and then you'll have that. Just a couple of patches of that. You don't want to saturate too much. Again, this is one of those things, just kind of do it until that's all we're going to use that for. And then next we're going to do the same thing that we did for the other one. Use our nail and just chip off some of this wood bark. And I actually want to try and keep the darker portions down, because as you can see, that just kind of stands out like a neon sign. Now, I have a random bag. It's called the Random Bag of Crap. Okay. So, I have some weed bits. Weeds isn't as weeds outside, not weed as in weeds. Okay, let's keep everything straight here. This is a semi-family show, kinda. Alright. Like, I have bits and chunks that I've like pulled off of trees and all kinds of stuff, so. And that's another thing too. Just use your imagination on what you find, because you can use a lot of different stuff like this. That was just at the park, and you know, you see stuff that catches your eye, and if you take it home and you dry it, put it in a container, most of the time it'll stay green. Most of the time. Alright. So we're going to put a drop of glue there and try and tuft. Let's put him right there. I like these little weed things, but the problem is they stick to everything. They're like foxtails. One does not want me to use it. It's like, no, I don't want to go with the horde. Okay. just fine. Now I just have some leaf litter. So I don't like using very much of it. So for the most part, other than the water effects, this little guy's done. Now I'm gonna add said water effects. Now you can actually add tints and stuff to the water effects, and they recommend doing this in like 1/8 inch layers at a time. So if I do add tints, I will usually add it near my ending layers. And just let it flow in. Don't try to force it. Now, depending on how you feel, if you want, you can take some of this leftover stuff, sprinkle it on. Make sure and get out your air bubbles. A lot of times you'll be, oh, it's all full, and you'll come back and there'll be like an air bubble shell, and then you touch it and it pops, and you're, oh, what the hell? All right. Here, let's see if I can do this. I haven't gotten down this far with the camera yet. Sorry. Okay. So, I know on camera it looks kind of jumbled. But, so we've got our moss, we've got our different little weeds. We've got our water, and I have to be careful how much I hold that sideways, otherwise the water will turn to one side. on our other one, since I got the camera down this far, on our other one, it's curing up, so that'll take a couple hours. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying these. You know, I enjoy making them. I'm sorry for them being so long, but you know, I've got some bigger projects, bigger basing stuff for like your Gundams and stuff like that coming up. So look for that, and that's it for this one. I will come back when we're ready to add more stuff to the other base and do our finishing touches on this one. I will talk to you later. Peace out.